There's no doubt that the Australia-China relationship has experienced some bumps in the road recently, and it's never pleasant to conduct business in a politically tense environment. But the facts are very clear. We now have record $183 billion in bilateral trade. Over 1 million people live in Australia are of Chinese ancestry. Nearly 200,000 Chinese students come to our universities every year. So the relationship is very strong and the future looks very, very bright.
The benefits of Chinese investor into Australian agribusiness, the market from China is huge. The capital they can bring in, which is going to help the agribusiness people in Australia. Also, they can bring technology, experience and equipment.
The Ballarat region, Australia, close to Victoria's historic goldfields in wool country. This is Lau Lau Estate, 25,000 hectares of farmland and over 170 years of history. It's a showcase merino sheep breeding and wool production property. Since purchasing the estate from the Fiskin family in 2014, Lau Lau has been the Australian home of Wen Qingnan, chairman of China's Tianyu wool industry, the world's largest buyer and processor of Australian merino wool. We're here to gain a different perspective on giving back by another new generation purpose-driven company.
我14年4月份有幸买了这个拉拉牧场，所以我到了这个拉拉牧场，看到这个美丽的牧场，我就产生了一种我怎样通过我的拉拉牧场来帮助当地老百姓能盈利，让年轻人能回到这个牧场来经营。
Mr. Wen believes the Australian wool industry has been good to him, so is giving back by using Tianyu's success to reinvest some profits back into Australia's merino farming industry.
Oh, Mr. Wen has a vision and involves me heavily in that too, that we get outstanding wool growers in Australia and combine them with a supply chain in China. And by pulling these people together, you know, we can take a lot of the guesswork out of what we do.
To reduce the guesswork surrounding annual wool prices, Mr. Wen wants to see long-term or 10-year contracts at fixed prices become the norm. He believes this would ensure more stable incomes and encourage Australian wool growers to stay in the industry.
同时，我们也需要和澳大利亚所有的牧民和中国的出口商交流，和这种的终端客户交流，让他们大家有激情来做这个羊毛产业，让澳大利亚的年轻人能回到这个农业来从事这个羊毛。
The scale of Mr. Wen's plan to give back is vast, to build a training and education centre at Lau Lau where industry and science can come together to develop more productive and sustainable models for the future. To hold forums for an exchange of ideas between Australian and Chinese stakeholders. And to promote Lau Lau as a tourist destination for end consumers so they can develop a love of wool.
From our perspective, I feel we would like to put our effort in and try to prove that foreign investors can in fact help to stimulate local economy and bring more job opportunities to the local market.
Future plans at Lau Lau include working with a leading university to identify a research project that would encourage better, innovative wool production. It's part of a strategy to show Australian farmers how to improve wool quality and profits while meeting the needs of wool buyers in China, where the demand by a vast middle class for high-end wool garments is growing rapidly.
Since taking over, we sort of recognised that there was a problem with our lamb survival, so we started chasing genetics using ASBVs as a strong tool, and we found by just choosing genetics with positive fat and muscle, we could increase our lamb survival by 20%.
When it comes to cross-border relationships, Lau Lau itself is a working example of close personal cooperation between two countries with a common goal.
去年的中国年，我跟我妈妈到了这个牧场，我邀请了前牧场主的前家人到了这个牧场，包括他妈妈也来参加。 我妈妈用中国的传统祭祖和祈祷平安，为他们的家人和他们祖先都祈祷。
Integrating Chinese work culture here at Lau has been fantastic, actually. I've loved the opportunity to learn their culture and teach them ours, and then combine sort of the ideas from both cultures to help in managing the farm. When I first started here, got appointed as manager. We had a beautiful Chinese banquet up at the homestead with Mr. Wen and Terry and a few of Mr. Wen's friends, and it was my whole family, my wife and 3 kids were up there, and it was a nice moment when Mr. Wen put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Now you're part of our family."
Lau Lau is not an isolated phenomenon. Mr. Wen recently acquired another historic wool station, Makanja, in Western Victoria, where he plans to focus on pasture improvement and genetics.
I think foreign investment's a great opportunity for any farm. It's a chance for large farms to not be split up and sold off, and be able to keep the integrity and the history in those properties, but not only that, create jobs for local communities and keep our local contractors involved in the operations of the place.
But the last word on Australia and China's agribusiness relationship should go to Jack Zhong, President of the Australia-China Agribusiness Association. Here at an association meeting in Victoria's Yarra Valley, we asked him about the future.
I believe that Australian agribusiness people may also taking part of Chinese market, which means they may go there to invest. It is already happening. That today that we have a guest. He's the president of Agribusiness Victoria. Clive, he's already has his business, joint venture business in Jiangsu province, which is my hometown. It's all happening.